Good God, it feels great to be just doing a regular review again. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me once again. Today we are going to be taking a look at 2019's It Chapter 2. It Chapter 2 is obviously the second part of the two-part It series. It picks up 27 years after the first film. The Losers Club are all grown up and they have to return to Derry, Maine to face off once again with Pennywise, and this time they have to make sure that he is put down for good. If you watched my review for the first It, then you know that I really enjoyed it. I thought not only was the chemistry between all of the kids really great, the writing was amazing, and I thought it was decently scary. So for this film, I was wondering what they were going to amp up, since that's something that sequels typically do. They take one thing from the original and boost it by several, whether it be the action or the horror or the gore or the comedy. Well, first I have to give so much credit to the casting directors and the cast themselves, because this cast is phenomenal. They were really able to capture what these kids acted like and how they behaved, and even some of them what they looked like. There were a couple of these actors that I wholeheartedly am like, yeah, that's what this kid would look like as an adult. I fully believe that they time traveled into the future and got these people. The two big standouts among them is Bill Hader, which everybody says, everybody has already pointed out how much of a standout Bill Hader is as Richie. But I feel like not enough people are giving credit to James Ransone, I think. But he's the one that plays Eddie, and he's fantastic too. As kids, Richie and Eddie were the two that bounced back and forth and were always bickering and were really funny. And it's the same way in this. These two are the shining standouts of the film, and Bill Hader is getting all of that credit, and not enough is going to Eddie. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so he's Eddie. There's also Jessica Chastain as Beverly, and she gives a decent job. They actually don't give her a lot to work with. I mean, she's fine though. She has some really great moments in the film. James McAvoy, who I am a huge fan of, he plays Billy, and I almost started a fight with my girlfriend when she said this after we saw the movie, but the more I think about it, the more I know that she's right. James McAvoy is kind of the weakest link of them. He just doesn't have a lot to him. He's able to get all of these little ticks and quirks. He does the stutter really well, but I didn't really feel much from him, and I don't know why. He's a phenomenal, incredible actor, but I was left wanting more from James McAvoy, and that kind of made me sad. And then there's I forgot the actor's name. Even worse, I forgot the character's name. This one. Shit. Ben is the character's name. Oh my god. But the fact that I forgot his name. He does have some really sweet moments, and there's some really funny parts about him, because the joke in the first one was that he was the fat kid, and now he's way too hot to be real. Let's be serious. Let's be serious for a second. He's way too hot. It's not fair, okay? It's just not fair. The one that I was actually surprised the most to see in this film was Isaiah Mustafa. And the only reason I was surprised to see him is because I didn't know that he did actual acting stuff. You don't recognize him? Well, imagine him with shorter hair, facial hair, and riding a horse backwards half naked and holding a bottle of soap.
Did you know that I'm riding this horse backwards? Yeah!
Yeah, that guy. He was fine. Like, he's the one that brings everyone back to Derry and calls them all up and brings them there so that they can fight Pennywise again. And for that role, he did a decent enough job. But really, the two that I remember most and everybody else remembers most is Bill Hader, Eddie, and Bill Skarsgård as Penny. Because Pennywise, just gonna start calling him Penny now. Penny. But those are the three that everybody is walking away from remembering. I am kind of upset by the fact that this movie is far funnier than it is scary because, like I was saying, sequels tend to ramp something up. This one ramps up the humor, not so much the horror. Like, there are a couple of, like, scary or disturbing parts. Like, the film literally opens with a hate crime. A brutal hate crime. So, like, brace yourself for that. And I kind of wish that that was, like, the tone of the movie. Like, that was what set the tone for the film. I'm not saying that, like, I wish that the movie was just discriminating against, you know, minority groups, but like I just meant like the disturbing aspect of it anyway. But instead, like, that scene is such a standout scene because it's unlike the rest of the film by a large margin. And then there's another scene where Pennywise gets like his own little scene. Like in the first one, there was the scene with Georgie, the opening that got, and in this one, there's a scene where it's kind of like the same thing. Pennywise gets a scene where he's being a creepy demon clown. And those are really the only two, like, standout scary scenes. As I'm standing here trying to think of other scary scenes, most of them, now that I think about it, end in a punchline. Like it's a joke, like it's supposed to be funny. And I don't really know why they did that. Like, the humor worked so much in the first one because the humor was at its highest when it was the kids by themselves. Like, whenever the kids were bickering back and forth, whenever they're, you know, not trying to kill a demon. But in this one, like, the humor is going on during the height of the action and what should be scary. And I'm like, what is with these horror movies adding so much comedy? First, there was the Halloween 2018, and then there was Us, and now there's this. Like, cool it with the humor, okay? You're a horror movie. If you want to advertise yourself as a horror comedy, cool. I'm all down for horror comedy. I love Shaun of the Dead, and I think Shaun of the Dead is one of the best horror comedies. But it lets you know that that's what it is. In this one, it's like, oh, Bill Hader's gonna be the comedy relief. Almost all of them are the comedy relief, you know, especially Bill Hader and James Ransone. But like, everybody's making jokes, and I don't get it. Another thing is that this movie is almost 3 hours long, and you definitely feel that runtime. Like, while we were watching the movie, they're going to this one location, and I'm like, okay, the climax is about to kick in, and you know, we've got maybe like 20 minutes left, maybe 25. And I see my girlfriend, like, under her shirt, like, look at her phone. Like, her brightness is down, the volume's off, she's just looking at the time, she's not disturbing anybody. But I see her look at it and then put it away, and I lean in and I'm like, so what time is it? And she tells me, and I realize that there's still an hour left of the movie. You definitely feel the runtime of this, and for a movie that's almost 3 hours long, why does it feel like it's padded so much? Like, there's certain sequences that I'm like, this is unnecessary. Like, there's this whole subplot where there's like a secondary villain that changes nothing of the plot. Like, he doesn't do anything. I guess he like injures one person, but other than that, he's completely pointless. You could have taken him out of the plot entirely and saved a lot of time. So really, guys, I'm sadly disappointed with It Chapter 2. Like, I'm not gonna say it's bad, because it's not. But it is, I would watch the first one over this one any day. Like, there might be days where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna pop it in and watch both of them. And there's, you know, rumor about them making like a super cut of the two put together. I would watch that, maybe. That would be so long. But if I just had to sit down and be like, which one do I want to watch today? It's gonna be the first one, like 98% of the time. So, I'm actually, sadly, gonna have to give It Chapter 2 a C+. Giving it that grade kind of breaks my heart a little bit, because I was hoping for so much. I did enjoy the film. To give it a C+ would say that, oh, I just thought it was average. It's not. It's really well made, and the writing is great. The performances are amazing, especially from Bill Hader, James Ransone. I've said it several times. I really hope I'm saying it correctly. And Bill Skarsgärd, and everyone else did fine. I was just hoping for so much more from this movie, and sadly I didn't get that. Well, alright guys, have you seen It Chapter 2 yet? If you have, let me know down in the comments what you thought about it. Also, this is one of 2 clown films that I have been highly anticipating this year. So this is 1 down, and we have Joker left to go. So, are you excited for Joker? That is my second question. Don't forget to check out my social media. The links to all of that will be down in the description. But first, go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe so that I can see you guys next time.